2020. What an interesting year. It was a year for the worst, if I'm being honest, because a lot of down and bad things happened. And when you look at it in a realist way, there's not many good things to find out of the year. In regards to mentally, 2020 has definitely taken a toll on my health. There's been a decline in videos because sometimes I would just feel demotivated to do anything in regards to actual content creation or even things outside of it. So I just realized it's like everything I did was starting to slack. And I realized I was starting to care less and less about anything. And I just wanted to break that habit. As much as I'm glad that 2020 is ending, I'm not saying that 2021 is just going to all of a sudden magically be better. In any sense, we have to actually make it better. Sure, you can use the same saying for 2020 that there are things that definitely could have been avoided, but they weren't, and now we're in the situation that it was. So 2020 could have technically come out to be a good year, but things that could have happened regardless of what year it was, happened. So that's just how it is, and we just have to make 2021 better for ourselves. I think it's affected everyone equally around the world to some degree. It hasn't necessarily, I haven't heard of a person who said 2020 has just been the most amazing year they've ever had, and if they've said that, then that's kind of a bit tone deaf, because there are whole families that are affected, whole entire countries that are affected. And when it comes down to YouTube, there are definitely numerous YouTubers that have been affected. It's definitely affected me. I've had projects that I've wanted to work on and other things, but those have had to been put on a hold because of all the things that were happening, and it would be too dangerous and too reckless to try and to do those things. Yes, I am talking about our biggest caveat of 2020, which is COVID-19. I feel like everyone knows what COVID-19 is at this point. There's still a few naysayers out there, but I'm pretty sure that they know that there's something going on. It's hard to think that the entire world is in on some sort of conspiracy theory, which is kind of stupid and disheartening to even think about. And I'm just saying it outright. That's just not okay, because there are people's livelihoods being destroyed and people who are losing family members who could even be close to them. And to say that these things are just fake and that they're not actually happening that's not gonna prove anything. That's not gonna make people just all of a sudden believe you. It's just downright looking for attention, and it's not okay. Other things have definitely happened this year, which could have happened any year. For example, the protests. In regards to that, I'd say the message is most definitely what we should be pushing. Obviously, there's the biggest argument of, why doesn't all lives matter? That's kind of what we're trying to accomplish here. How it was executed, if I'm being honest, could have gone differently. They were mostly peaceful protests, but some just, because they get incorporated with looters and rioters, which honestly ticked me off when I saw it, because that's taking advantage of a serious situation, and it's giving the wrong message to people. So, if you are one of those looters or rioters, I personally hope that you have a bad day, and I hope everything goes wrong for you, because you are a scummy person. I'm not one to usually pray for someone's downfall, but that's definitely, like, why? Why do those things? It's not an apocalypse. As much as the world may seem like it's an apocalypse, it's not an apocalypse. Things can be dealt with, and they are most certainly being dealt with. These are still some scary times, with people even downplaying and saying that it's going to be over soon, That was almost a year ago when they started saying those things, and we're in an even worse situation than we've ever been. And things from the start of 2020 to the end of 2020 have only gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And while it's good to hope for the best, let's not get our hopes up when any good news happens, because we have to take it with a grain of salt until we see some actual change and more positive things start to happen. Then and only then can we feel the slightest bit of positivity for the better outcome. But if we're too overconfident, things start to go wrong. We're going to start ending up in the exact same flow that we did from this year. I definitely wish that I done some more things that I wanted to do, at least in 2020, than I have done. I definitely wish I posted more, but I also wish I did other things in my personal life that I could have done. But what's done is set in stone, and I just have to move on from there. You just gotta move on. You can't linger on a subject. You can't linger on any problem. You just gotta move on and try and improve yourself, which I know New Year's resolutions no one ever follows them. Sometimes they do, but it's not really a long goal type of resolution that people follow. I'm definitely going to try and improve myself. I would have done it regardless. I try to improve myself every year. This year, it's definitely been a decline, so I wanted to try and make a bounce back from that. I'm not trying to make this video all about me. I'm just saying how 2020 has just been for everyone. It's been a rough year. It's been a rough year for everyone. It's definitely had its hardships, and it's most definitely been difficult. Like I said, to say that it wasn't and that you had a good time is completely tone deaf and completely ignorant of what everyone else is going through. And even if you don't care about those people, think about how you could have been in that situation. How it could have been you down in the worst moment of your life, and the year just keeps crapping on you and crapping on you. You just think about that. Because anything can happen, really. You may think that you're in a settled position, but anything can happen. So that's why I never take anything for granted. And I never wanted to seem like I take anything for granted, because it can all just go away. But I definitely never take anything for granted, because 2020 has proven that if you take something for granted, it's going to get worse from there. People definitely took COVID as just a flu and took that for granted and thought it was just going to go away immediately. And look where we are right now. It's, like I said, scary times. But now that the year is over, I'm just hoping for the best. I know it's not going to be an immediate change, but I do believe that humans can change and evolve, no matter how many times they prove themselves wrong. I'm just the type to give multiple chances, I guess. So I'm not exactly hoping for a better 2021, because we proven last year that hoping for an awesome 2020 is proven to be the worst years in our lives, but let's hope for something to happen in 2021 at least. Well, that's the end of my random spiel type talk. Here's to at least good moments. Bye.